Louis Salgar was taken from us tragically far too soon, the victim of senseless gun violence. He was an incredibly radiant personality. He was very much loved and respected in the minor music community and all around. And we tried to honor his memory with the Louis Salgar Legacy Award, which we now present each year. We've built a tradition out of that in his honor to really recognize our most outstanding student, the one that exemplifies his spirit and his passion for learning and for music. Now, on this very stage last year, the young lady that was the first ever recipient of that award, you got to hear her sing, but you didn't get to hear her story. So now to tell you a little bit more about her experience, please welcome to the stage our very own Miss Santa Maria Arocho.
Hello everybody, I'm Santa Maria. I'm here today to show you my story. We stand here 3 years ago from today with a new and improved Santa Maria Rocha. All my life, my mind was programmed to be like others, fit in with the crowds, and do things that made you look cool. And that's what got me into a lot of trouble. As a person, a human being, I didn't know who I was, and I didn't bother finding out because being like others made me get the respect I wanted. And I got that respect by fighting, getting bad grades, skipping class, disrespecting teachers, and bullying. And when I look back at that old me, I felt utterly ashamed to even speak up who I was back then. And that was just my 6th and 7th grade year of middle school. And I'm really glad that GOGO works for middle school kids, because in middle school, that's where you try to find who you are and try to fit in. And you fool around without the intention that you're headed to high school in 3 years or even less. So that being said, my wonderful mother that practiced me so much was tired of my behavior and eventually switched me out of my old school and put me into North Miami Middle School. And that was my last year of school, and I still wasn't planning on changing. Now, don't get me wrong, through all the actions I had through my years, I always had a feel for music. I loved singing and writing songs with my older sister, but it wasn't something I took serious. I also had a guitar for many years and never knew how to play, so when I switched schools, I decided to pick up a guitar and start playing. And you know what I realized? That I was destined to be here. And I say this because I find it ironic how I started playing guitar right before I joined GOGO. So after joining GOGO, because I didn't want to be home, I realized what really changed me was my very first performance. Now normally I would tell you that it was the best time of my life, but I'd be lying. Let's just say that it was the most terrifying moment of my life. So you know how when you get on a ride that looks scary, and you get on, then you notice it's about to drop from like 50 feet in the air and you can't get off until it's over? Yeah, that was me. Chad introduced me on the stage and I literally started crying and my makeup was running. As nervous as I was, I still managed to do my best, and from that moment on, I knew that this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And ever since that day, Chad saw potential in me, commitment, a strong attitude, determination, and a sense of humor, and all those characteristics for the old me that I never brought out back then. And still to this day, I am that person. And as usual, I have to thank Chad for all that he has done in my life. And I swear to you, I see that man as another father figure, because he's a very outgoing person, and I can only thank him a million times for all he has done for me. And because of this program, my eyes are open, and I see this world completely differently. And every time I'm on that stage, I ask myself, where would I be right now if I hadn't found GOGO? And I think the greatest advice I've ever given myself whenever I'm on stage is, do you know how to sing? Then sing. Thank you all. I am Santa Maria, and this is my story.
So one more time for our first ever Louis Salgar GOGO Louis. And now, I'm extremely, extremely delighted and humbled again to introduce you to this year's Louis Salgar Legacy Award winner. Now, this young man and his enormous personality were truly destined for the stage. He's been one of our best young MCs and talented young rappers. He's become one of the absolute pillars of our current GOGO student community. He's that kid that shines on the stage and off the stage. He's always showing up early to help the mentor set up, sticking around late to talk to a kid that maybe had a rough day. He's that guy that you want to have around. And that's that kid that always you want to be friends with. And he makes it so easy because he loves everybody. He's so happy to be there. He's always, again, rehearsing and all that stuff. And all that makes me really proud, but as a former teacher, the thing that really, gets me a little bit welled up is thinking about his experience last year as a 7th grader. Now, he let some of his grades kind of slip by, he let some of that get the best of him. And a lot of kids in that situation, and I've seen it, a lot of kids in that situation say, you know what? I got this many Fs, I got this many zeros, that's it, I'm gonna fail this grade, and that's it. And they resign to their fate. But Xavier didn't do that. He put his time before school, after school, on the weekends, sticking around with his math teacher. Math was his nemesis. And he came up and he bested it. He put all of his time in and crushed it. And he was on this online system that literally tracked all of the hours and hours and hours that he spent working on math. And he got it done. He made it happen. And he passed the 7th grade and is now an 8th grader at North Miami Middle School. Yeah. Now you can see this guy, he's very multi-talented student, dancing up a storm, he's now our MC, he loves to have the microphone and all that stuff, and he truly is an inspiration. So please, actually Santa, can you come back up here for a second? I think it'd be only fitting for Santa to help pass the torch to this year's 2015 Louis Salgar Legacy GOGO Award. Please give it up for Mr. Xavier Gustav.
Man, there's a lot of you guys out there. This right here it's just amazing. It's something I never would have expected. I never thought that after being in GOGO for so long and doing all these things, that what I've done to help others and what others did to help me, that I would be up here talking to everyone in here right now, talking about my life story, talking about how I've helped others and how others helped me, and also getting an award that means the world to me. I mean, right now, I really want to bust into tears right now. And even though Mr. Daniel told all you guys that I'm super into GOGO and I put all my effort I can to stay in to make sure that everyone has a good time, believe it or not, the first time I ever heard about it was like, that's not my style. I thought, it was my 6th grade years, I thought that GOGO was just like dancing and singing around. I just thought that wasn't cool. But 7th grade year, somebody started talking about it. They were just going on, and I was like, maybe I should go ahead and check it out. So after school, I met up with Mr. De Leon, and he just started talking about, well, this is what GOGO is. We go from place to place, performing and just showing off our talents. But not only that, we also make sure that you get all the support and the help that you need inside and out of school, no matter like what the problem was, like academic or social. And the moment he said, I can help you with your problems, and the moment he said that, I can help you with your rapping skills, I was like, all right, I just gotta get this paper signed and hurry up and get up in GOGO. And for all my 7th grade year, all I could think about was, okay, how I'm gonna get to GOGO quickly, how I'm gonna be able to chat with everybody, make sure everything is all right, because I wanna be able to perform. And it's crazy because not only did they help me hone my skills and be a better rapper and be a better performer on stage, but they also did something that they're not usually used to. Like, they let me, in front of a whole bunch of people, in front of like people like you, perform and go ahead and just introduce other singers and dancers and other players to come on stage and show their stuff too. So not only did GOGO help me, it also allowed me to help other kids show that they have a talent too. Yeah. But as luxurious as that sounds, it was actually a pretty rough ride for me because in 6th grade I did have, I will admit, a bit of a temper. I would jump up at the simplest of words talking about, oh, you're ugly, you're fat, you can't do anything, you're not worth the time. And I would always feel like I need to prove this person wrong, no matter if it's verbally, physically, or no matter what it was. I have to prove them that this is how I do it, and I always went the wrong way with it. And with that, what I would just do is I would keep it out of my mind during the day and I head straight to GOGO. And they will always see that I'm angry about something. I'm literally at the verge of like, everybody get out of the way, I'm about to flip this table. And what Mr. Chad and Mr. Dillion would do is that they would take me outside, we would talk, and they would let me get all my anger out, and they would help me with all the problems I had. And especially with school, because I was failing, I was slipping through the cracks. I just thought, hey, if I just pay attention in class, then that's it. But it's a lot harder than I thought it would be. Because once you hit 7th grade, that's like the pinnacle of like really putting in the hard work to see if you actually are good for high school. There's extra homework, there's extra work inside of class and outside of class. It's a whole bunch of stuff you have to juggle. And with GOGO, like he said, other kids would just be like, oh, I give up. That's it, I'm destined to fail. But the thought of failing just scared me so much that I would literally at GOGO sometimes just put my head down and be like, yeah, whatever, and cry a little bit. I actually did bust a little bit of a tear. And it was crazy because they were always noticing. They would, even before I was like on the verge of saying anything, they would know just by the way I was walking, just by the way I was talking to everybody, that something was on my mind. And so they did everything in their power. Even Mr. Chad, who was usually probably out of town or in his office somewhere working, having something better to do, would come to the school, he would talk to me personally, and he would make sure that I was able to get all the extra work after school I was able to get. And thanks to GOGO's support and my family, who always believed in me and always had to talk some sense in me and always was there to help me, I was able to pass the 7th grade with even better grades than I ever expected I could get, and make it to the 8th grade and not only become a 2nd generation GOGO member, but also to be an inspiration to other kids who are just now coming into middle school. So not only it's done so much for me. It's like a second home to me. Every time I walk through those doors, I just felt so comfortable. Like, yo, what's up, Mr. Daniel? I'm feeling good today. I feel like jumping around. They would have guest performances, just people like you don't even hear on the radio, but their music is so good, and they would let us ask all these questions, no matter how stupid they were. They were just like, yeah, this is what we do on a regular basis. This is how you see it. This is how you do it. And not too long ago, I got some great advice that I felt like at my other performance that I had this morning. I took that advice to heart. I put that at work, and I felt the moment I finished what I had to do, I felt like I could just like jump off the stage and high five everybody. It's crazy. It's just, I'm about to cry again. Hold up.
Give him 16 bars. Give him 16 bars. Come on. Bless him.
It's crazy. It's like, I don't even know what else to say. All I want to say is that I was blessed with this opportunity. I was given greater things that I could ever imagine, and just the thought of being able to get this award, which means the world to me. It's like, this right here is like, this is going over my bed. Like, this award is more than just a representation of me as a good person, but as me as a better person than I used to be. Because, like Mr. Dillion said, I'm always ready for everything. I'm a kid would always be having a bad day. He'd be like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do it. And I would always tell him I went through the same thing. And what I did is that I always make sure I turn to my mentors, my teachers, all of that. So I also got the great experience of not only being a better person than I was, but also to feel what a teacher feels when they finally break through to a child who's just giving up and already throwing in the towel, and to finally see them grow and to be like, hey, I'm ready. So I just want to thank GOGO and everyone who sponsored it and everyone who believed in me. And I just want to thank them and say that I'm glad I got to meet you all. And this day is just the best day ever, man.
Give it up for Xavier this time. I don't think I need to say a whole lot more about GOGO or what we do. That pretty much says it all. Tonight we have a unique opportunity. If I could get, I know it's been a lot of talking and a long time since the music, and we'll get back to it very soon. But we have a really cool thing tonight. You know, obviously we're trying to raise money for our programs, and we all know that the world's kind of in a scary place right now with all the violence that's going on. That much is very obvious. We see it every day in the news. Actually, it's to the point now where a teenager is more likely to die of a gunshot wound than every disease combined. That's where we are right now. And it's difficult, and it's hard to think that, you know, we could do something to really affect that. And there are a lot of things in this world we can't change, but there are some that we can, and that's one of them. And what we're doing here tonight is trying to raise the money to get into another school. We're working on getting into Cutler Bay, which was recently in the news as the most violent school in South Florida. You can give it up for Cutler Bay. There are a lot of people doing amazing work in that school, trying to reverse that. And we've talked to the principal there, we've talked to the teachers there, and they want us at that school, and we need your help to get there. What we're doing in addressing the violence issue and the dropout issue is something that we're very proud of, and they're directly related to each other. The number one reason that kids drop out of school is because they don't like it. And I think if anything is clear tonight, it's that GOGO is something that these kids look forward to. And that's because of all the people that are in this room, and I thank them for that. Now, we have found what we like to think is a solution for that through GOGO. And what we do truly engages these kids. You've heard from these students, you've heard the impact that the mentors have in their life. You've heard what we do, not only in music, but working with these kids, getting their grades better, making sure that they're on track to graduate and be successful young men and women. Right now, Anthony, if you could help me out, we have raised, at our end of the year campaign, almost $50,000. And we're trying to get to 100 tonight. I'm sorry, we're trying to get to 100 by the end of the year. We want a real good start
Tonight.
We've made it very easy. Everyone has a cell phone, right? Yeah. Okay, I want everyone to take out their cell phone. Tonight we have a way to give just through a text message. That's where we are today, people. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, so what we're gonna do, and I'm gonna start this off. You're gonna open your phones, and I know that, you know, Give Miami Day was recently, and it's holiday season coming up. Every donation counts. Every donation counts. I would love to see everyone with a phone out right now. Doesn't matter what you give, every little bit helps. Hold them up. Yeah, I love it. Hold them up. Be proud of it. You guys are doing amazing work. We're gonna take these phones out. You're gonna dial 41444. That's where that text is going. 41444. You're gonna type an amount. I'm sorry. I'm wrong. You're gonna text GOGO, capital GOGO, a space, the amount that you can donate, and then your name. And you don't have to type your name if you'd like for it to be anonymous.
51,000.
51,000. We'll take it. We'll take it. GOGO space an amount space your name. I'm gonna start it off. I wouldn't ask you guys to do anything I wouldn't do myself.
Happy face. Yay, happy face.
Whatever you can. The McNuts just gave. Thank you, McNuts. I'm gonna thank myself and I'm gonna thank whoever comes in with the next donations.
That was moved. That was
Kaylin James, thank you. Carolina, thank you.
better.
Lena, thank you. Nadia, thank you. Mr. Smiley Face, thank you. Jess, thank you. Pablito! Rosalie, thank you. Andres and Karen, thank you so much. Marcelo, the lighting guy, that's what I'm talking about. You know what, the lighting guy is coming through. We all got work to do, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. Danamir, thank you. Marchetti, thank you. Julian and Orgy, thank you. Zin, thank you. Maps, thank you. We can do this, people. Alex, thank you.
It's GOGO.
Make some noise for Paul and Angie. Those are our mentors right now. Thank you. Justin Bieber stumped